So this is my bookshelf. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's the IKEA Billy bookshelf in walnut, and it has 3 different sections. I believe it's also the shorter version. Here I have just a painting. I also got this tray for my perfume, but I realized that you're not supposed to put perfume near light and heat, so this probably won't work because I have a window right next to the bookshelf, but I have my candle here for now. The top shelf right now, I just have some random books. Here I have my Toni Morrison's, and these are all NYRBs, and these are, ooh, okay, what are these? I think these are Penguin Classics. Oh, Penguin 20th Century Classics. I have a couple of these. These are also not all my books. I have a lot downstairs, but I'm just starting to bring them up. I also have my perfume because I didn't want it to be exposed to the light, but I didn't have anywhere else to put it. That's what that's looking like. And then here I just have some few other books. Oh, actually this should probably go up there with NYRBs. Okay, that one, and then my Drizzlicious because I was snacking on that, and some other random books. So I'm thinking this makes sense, like the collections, and then after that, I don't know, I might just randomly put them together and see how I feel. These are also some of the other books that I brought up that I need to put in the shelf. Oh, these are actually new ones I recently got at the secondhand store. Should I talk about them? Okay, maybe I will. Oh my gosh, it's starting to rain really hard all of a sudden. I'm gonna check it out. I feel like it's been raining a lot recently. It's a summer rainstorm. Anyways, back to our scheduled programming. I recently picked up these 5 books. I've also been trying to exclusively buy secondhand books. The first one that I got is Ken Kesey, I think. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's about a group of people who are at a mental institution of some sort. When I was looking through this book, I found illustrations, which I thought was super unique. Let me see if I can find another one. Oh, this one's kind of funny. This was also adapted into a movie, I believe. So Clarice Lispector, The Hour of the Star. I've never found Clarice Lispector at a secondhand shop, so I was really excited. And this was in like new condition for $3.74. Who Was Changed and Who Was Dead by Barbara Comins. I recently read The Vet's Daughter, which I think I have here. Yeah, this one. I really liked it. It was really interesting. A little bit more of like a spooky, kind of eerie vibe to it. I think it's kind of similar throughout her work. I didn't realize though that this was one of those square books, which I personally don't love. I don't know, something about it just too symmetrical. Maybe it's just me. Got this one actually off eBay. Jacob von Guten by Robert Walser. I found this randomly, never heard of it. I don't honestly know what it's about, but it spoke to me from what I remember. Last one is Hangzaman by Shirley Jackson. This was $12.99, which honestly is kind of expensive. Now that I think about it, I feel like you could probably find a new one for that price, but I don't know, maybe this one is just hard to find. You can let me know. I know this is one of her popular pieces of work, so I thought I would try this. Probably good for like the fall and winter, maybe like Halloween time. And those are all the books. I definitely need to take a break. of the move, I haven't really been able to read that much, but I did finish Passing by Nella Larson, so I thought I would do a quick book thought segment. Passing follows two Black women, Claire and Irene. This is in the late 1920s in New York and Chicago, if I remember correctly. They were childhood friends, but then they meet again by chance as adults. What's very different about these two, Claire is actually passing as white. Her husband is actually unaware of this, and he is a very racist white man. And then Irene, on the other hand, actually accepts her racial identity, married to a Black man, Brian. This book was tense, like a lot of tension in this book between Claire and Irene, between Claire and her husband, who I honestly forgot the name of. Irene and Claire's husband. I feel like every encounter in here is so tense, and there's almost like an eerie, unsettling undertone here. I think it mainly comes from Claire because she's living this fake life and has this facade. It gives a weird, I don't know, like creepy is the best way I can describe it. Like when Claire is interacting with Irene, she's like staring, she's talking about how she misses Irene so much, even though we're never really close. Because Claire has made this decision, has gone down this different path, she is very isolated because no one can know about her identity. But when she meets Irene, she sees her as a way to connect with that part of her life that she's missed. I did write some notes. Claire also thinks Irene is free and happy because she doesn't have to hide her identity and she can be her true self, which is interesting because we find that Irene has her own problems in her family and in her marriage. I really enjoyed this book and I'm glad I got to read some of Nella Larson's work. I'm also really excited to watch the movie. I think I might do that maybe this weekend if I have some time. I'm about to get ready for bed and I wanted to choose my next read. I have two top contenders. This is Água Viva by Clarice Lispector. A few of you guys have actually recommended her work, which is why I picked this up, and I believe she is a Brazilian writer. I think Água Viva is more of a stream of consciousness. I don't think it follows a plot necessarily, but I could be wrong. And then my other option is Free Day by Inès Cagnati. I think that's how you pronounce it. I believe she's an Italian-French writer. I really like this cover. This looks like a surrealist painting. When I read the summary of this, it really spoke to me because it follows eldest daughter, I think her name's Gala, and she kind of comes from this poor family and she's a student, but she has this duty and pressure from her mom to take care of her younger siblings. As an eldest daughter, I can definitely relate to that and that pressure. So I honestly might go with this one. Or maybe I'll read these at the same time. Maybe I'll do that. But I'm going to start with this one first. You see this? I wanted to brag a little bit because I found this candle holder at the thrift store and it has these 4 spots for these like long tapered candles, and this was only $5.99 I believe, and I think it's gonna be perfect. I was thinking either as a centerpiece on my dining table or even on top of my bookcase in my room. I also got this top from J. Crew. They recently had a sale, and so I think, no, honestly, I don't think this was on sale. I remember because they had like a 4th of July sale, I believe, but then the top that I wanted was not. I think another color was on sale, but I didn't like that one. Ooh, this is what it looks like. Slightly off-white pointel top. I think this would be a nice basic. Although I feel like it's a little long for my body. Okay, should I try it on? I'll try it on. It definitely is a little long. Okay, I tried it on. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this is my normal waistline, but it comes like a lot below it. Did I get a tall? No, I don't think so. I really like the top of it though. A little update on Free Day. I'm about, I think, a third of the way through. Yeah, like 40 pages in, and so far, I really love this book. It follows Gala, who is a 14-year-old girl living, I think, in the southwestern part of France. I believe her family has immigrated there, trying to start a new life. However, it is very difficult for them. They live on this very rocky, barren farm that makes it really hard for crops to grow. And Gala is actually the eldest daughter. She has multiple sisters. Her mother is kind of fragile, not super strong and reliable, and her father is terrible, very abusive physically and emotionally, but also very absent at the very same time. From a very young age, Gala feels this burden and responsibility to hold her family together, to take care of her siblings, to make sure her mother's okay. There's a very strong mother-daughter bond and relationship in this book that you can see at sometimes is very beautiful, but also does lead to a lot of trauma and heartache for Gala. I think there are a lot of things that Gala has had to think about that I have resonated with, especially being an eldest daughter of an immigrant family and having younger siblings to take care of. And so my heart really aches for her. In this book, you're mainly in her head, and she has a very direct, simple, matter-of-fact way of thinking, and also a little bit of dry humor as well. I think I might try to read a little more later today if I have time.